everybody. Welcome back to the amazing. You know what? Let me just start it this way. It's the beginning of the week. It's okay if your week starts not right. It's okay, and maybe my week's starting not exactly right. But you know what? That doesn't mean it has to set the tone for the whole week. We could start the week kind of stumbling and then smooth it out, and the rest of the week is going to be great, right, Deacon?
I'm good, JJ.
Right?
How are you?
Please tell me I'm right.
Hi, everybody. You're right, JJ's had a really rough morning so far, and as you can tell, he's in a different spot, and he's got some cool.
That's Black Widow right there. Now I will say, let me say this: that Black Widow movie wasn't so great, but that poster is pretty dope.
Yeah,
and as far as I'm concerned, Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow.
So, what's up, dude? How are you?
Well, first of all, I spent all weekend dealing with accusations of people cheating in some game, and I'm like, fucking little people, will you just grow up? Stop being assholes, wasting my time. So that's fun. My family was supposed to have photos done yesterday, so it rained, so that was great. As you can tell, I'm in a different spot than normal. And hey, you may be like, hey, the camera's better, the lighting's better, whatever, get over it. My computer is just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to help you. I don't think you should be doing this show, I guess. I don't know.
Yay, what a great start.
I mean, look, you can let things get you down, or you can overcome them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my mind to overcome mode.
There was that's true. There's that's a very positive thinking, and I've been listening to some stuff about positive thinking because you always come in with positive thinking, and I'm always negative Nancy. But we had some strife over the weekend. We had some stuff that happened over the weekend, and even stuff in our Discord server that happened over the weekend. It seemed.
I know, dude.
So it's stuff that we just got to overcome.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
I'm trying to.
Oh, what's up? Hey, looky here. Look. We got a comment already. Tiny Black Jack. What's up, Tiny Black Jack? Thank you for watching the show. We're so happy you're here. I hope your morning is as good as ours. Maybe
close to the camera.
I can't do anything.
Oh, you're good.
No, I can't. No, I said I can't do anything, but I can do something. I can do something about that.
You're good.
Hold on. Wait, just a second, Deke. Is this better?
If you'll go just a little bit more, more. Just a hair.
All right,
okay,
cool.
That's good.
Right. Okay.
Right there, that's perfect.
Oh my gosh. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today is Monday, 3/27. That's March 27th, 2023. And as you know, maybe you don't. I'm sure you do. Kang, the Conqueror, has been defeated by Karen, the girlfriend. That's not Karen, the girlfriend. That's my beautiful wife. Hello, beautiful wife.
Is this what I'm hearing? Banging around?
I don't know what you're hearing. I don't know what you're hearing.
You're
good. Nobody can see you.
It's not going to be background.
No, it's you know what? Doesn't matter if it is. Doesn't matter if it is.
Doesn't matter.
We have some issues.
You're good. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. I might just do this here. Boop.
That'll work.
Ooh. See, my morning's getting better already, boys and girls.
See, it is. It's getting better.
This is all you need to do. Is hug it out.
Aww.
So,
all I see is Jonathan Majors.
Sorry. Here you go.
There you go.
Oh, man. Kang the Conqueror defeated by Karen the girlfriend. Guys, now this is a story that's like, isn't this story already over? Oh, but we got to go through the whole drama of it.
Here, I'm gonna even things out here for us.
You're good
with the cameras.
Okay, cool. Oh wow, it looks like isn't that interesting? We're kind of like, hey, is it like this? Hey Deacon, how are you? What's up, man? Oh, I love you, buddy.
That's how he's supposed to start the show.
I know. Yeah, before we get to Kang and his personal issues, right? Let's just cover this one.
Okay, so I gotta figure out how I'm looking at the camera here. Okay, so This is a funny story for all of you. Friday, as we were ending the show, we do the little exit and whatnot. And JJ and I usually will talk for a few seconds or a few minutes afterwards and whatnot,
Yeah.
and go on for the next show or do whatever. Sometimes I got to go, sometimes he's got to go.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there talking and whatnot, and you get kind of rushed, because he's got kids and he's got a wife, and I've got stuff. I've got my timers over here going off and whatnot, and so you get kind of rushed. And when you do that, as a person, you get into a autopilot mode sometimes. I have an autopilot mode with a lot of the stuff that I say on radio because I say it so much and I say the same thing so often that I can really say this stuff and be thinking about something else and doing something else in my head while I'm saying something coherently So, and everybody does this. Everybody does this. And JJ done it Friday as we were.
Oh yeah, it totally happened.
Not off the air, but as we were leaving.
Now let me say this. Sometimes on the show for fun, I end the show with like "love you," and then I'm talking to the audience, right? Like I do it sometimes, and I know that sometimes people will be like, well, "Who are you talking to? What's going on?" But,
so Friday, as we were getting ready to leave, JJ, you could tell he
off
was
the air. It's just a private conversation,
and he was doing stuff, and you could tell that he was ready, and he was like, "All right, love you,
bye, love you, bye." and then I end the thing, and I'm like, and here's my thought process. I was like, oh, did I just say that to Deacon? And then immediately I was just like, I did, and it's fine. And then he's sending me a message. And he starts giving me shit about it. Like right away. I was like,
as soon as you said that, I closed my camera and I went, JJ just told me he loved me. He didn't mean to say that. That was freaking hilarious. That reminds me of the time I told the Indian man I loved him. And then I went, that reminds me of the time I told the Indian man I loved him.
Yeah.
And I told JJ and I was like, I love you too, buddy. So I was like, I got to tell you
with the Indian man. The Indian man at a gas station.
Yeah. So I've got to skip my break to tell this story. Okay, so no, that's no big deal. My kids love this story. It's my kid's favorite story. I was dropping off my son, Deacon, one time with his mom a long time ago. He was little, a long time ago. And we met at this gas station, and I was filling up at this gas station, and it was a gas station that's kind of, halfway between me and where his mom lived. It was a little out of town. So I walked in. It's a little rinky-dink gas station, the Indian man that was behind the counter. And I had been on the phone with my dad the whole time, talking to my dad, as I was pumping gas, talking on the phone with him, and so I'm pumping gas, and I had my $5 bill. This tells you how long ago this was. I was pumping $5 worth of gas.
Wow.
All right. That shows you how long ago it was. So I had the $5 bill in my hand.
That's like a gallon of gas now.
Yeah, that's one and a half gallons of gas. I think I might have got 3 back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was taking the $5 bill up there, and I walked into the store, and I was hanging up with Dad at the exact same time that I was handing the $5 bill to this Indian man, this gas station man behind the counter. And he looked at me, and Dad goes, "All right, love you." And I looked at the Indian man, went, "Love you." And
yes.
And turned around and walked out.
You might have made his day, though. You might have made his
That's
day.
what my kids said. That's what my kids said. They were like,
how often do you go to work and people just give you just garbage all day long?
They were
somebody
like,
comes into your office and be like, "Hey,
I love you. Here's your money. Here's you some money. I love you." That's what my kids go. Awesome. That man went home and said, "Some white man told me he loved me today."
I can't do the head shake. Look, I'm not making fun. I have Indian friends. I have for real Indian friends, and my for real Indian friends, they do this like, it's okay. It's not a big deal. No problem. And I can't do the head shake right. I honestly don't know how their heads attach to their skulls differently than ours, but it's like the top of their head doesn't move. It's just the chin. Anyway.
I've never seen that.
No, you haven't seen that? No, that's a thing, dude. It's like a thing. It's like if in America, if you're like, yeah, you just listen, you kind of nod your head, except they nod their head like just their chins, and I don't know. My head doesn't work out anyway. All right. That kind of reminded me, like, there's been times you kind of just say stuff and you just embarrass yourself a little bit, right? Like, I remember when I was like in 3rd grade and I called a teacher mom. or one time we were at a dinner with a coworker for my wife. This is like 10 years ago. And I think I said, "I love you" to like our coworker. It was like, see, good night, love you. And then I was like, oh man,
Whatever. I
Whatever.
love you anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. It's okay.
All right.
What's
Do
wrong
you-
with love? Okay, let's talk
before we-
about.
Okay, we just have one more thing, and I don't know when you want to do it afterwards. My trip pictures, my dad.
Oh,
slide
yeah.
show.
Okay, guys.
It'll
This
give me
weekend,
time to put
Deacon went to Comic Con, to Lexington Comic Con. It's in Kentucky.
Lexington Comic Con. Yeah.
So I thought, I don't know if you went full production, and I don't even know
No.
if you knew what I was saying. I didn't think you did. I didn't even know you knew what I was saying. But let me tell you this real quick and set it up for this. That's not going to reveal. That's not going to work out at all. Back when I was in high school, or when I was a younger person, like people would go on like a vacation, and I remember this one time, and my art teacher. He went on the summer vacation to like Greece, and he took pictures of the Parthenon and all of this stuff, right? And then school starts and he comes back. He's like, I'm going to show you guys some stuff. And he sat us down an entire class and ran us through a slide. And I'm talking slide projector, transparent film, click, 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 a slideshow of his vacation. And we all got to just sit there and be like, for 40 minutes.
I don't know. You go ahead and do your stuff, and we'll do this at the end of the show.
Oh, why?
Because I can't get it to work right now. And it's
no, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll see. So we're gonna see pictures from Comic-Con.
I got some. I took some cool pictures. I didn't take a shitload of pictures, but I took.
Okay. Okay. So here we go. Kang.
Yeah, tell me
Kang.
what's up with Jonathan Majors. So if folks don't know, I am who am I today? Rama Tut, and JJ is
that
Immortus.
means to be the wacky version, like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And for those of you that don't know, in comic books, Rama Tut, Immortus, Iron Lad, there was a bunch of them. Were all the same. Was all
Right.
Kang. It
It's
was
all Kang.
different versions of Kang from different timelines, different alternate realities and stuff. So we're getting into this because this guy Jonathan Majors plays Kang
Yes.
and he played it in the Loki TV show. He played him in the Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Marvel has devoted a lot of money to the upcoming phase, and Kang
I think
is
a lot
a
of money is an understatement.
major player. Kang is the Thanos of this phase,
Right.
so to speak. He's the major bad guy. He always has been a major bad guy in the comic books. So this is why we're pointing all of this out today. Because JJ, tell me what the hell is going on with the actor that's playing Kang.
Right. So the actor playing Kang is Jonathan Majors, and apparently over the weekend he was arrested for abusing his girlfriend. And I saw this on Saturday night. I'm pretty sure I saw it as it was breaking because it broke, as far as I know, on Variety, and they posted it on Twitter. They posted an article on Twitter. Jonathan Majors arrested on Saturday in New York on domestic violence allegations after dispute with 30-year-old woman. Now, right after this was happening, everybody was playing this random 30-year-old woman. Like he just walked up to this 30-year-old woman and like grabbed her throat and banged her head against the door or something. No. That's not what happened. But he was arrested. Well, I don't think this is what happened, but he was arrested right away. He got cuffed. He got hauled downtown, and immediately the stories started pouring in of like on Twitter. It was like people were like, "That's a white woman," and other people were like, "Don't like everything." People were reacting in every way. They were reacting in the way of like, he didn't really do this. This is some trumped up allegation. And other people were reacting like, why do you excuse the man right away? And what's going on? So Jonathan Majors arrested, and then a story on, let's see. I don't even think I showed that one, but it broke on Variety. And then there was a story that came out like the same day or the next day. Avengers 5 lead actor accused of vicious, abusive behavior by directors following arrest. So Jonathan Majors gets arrested on this domestic abuse thing. And then like right away, this is Sunday, Avengers 5 lead actor accused of vicious, abusive behavior by directors. So Following his arrest on Saturday, the actor received backlash online, being labeled, among many things, a vicious, cruel, abusive human being. He was vehemently praised for his performance in Marvel's Ant-Man and Quantumania, whatever, and he's set to star in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Majors and his representative claim he's innocent, and the actor is currently out in custody. Okay, so he was let's see. Back in February, filmmaker B.A. Allen tweeted about a beloved actor who, in actuality, is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being. There's this particular actor, relatively new on the scene, who Twitter has violently fallen head over heels for, who, in actuality, is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being, both professionally and in his personal life. And every new viral thirst tweet about him drives me insane. That was back in February, talking about this guy. And then, now, the next turn in the story is here. This was also on the 26th. Jonathan Majors' Be All You Can Be United States Army ad campaign paused following his arrest. Well, of course, that's what you do. You got the star of your recruiting ad, and you're the U.S. Army, and your prior ad was like, let's be rainbows. And that didn't work out so well. So they're trying this new campaign of, like, I don't know, a masculine type man. And then he gets arrested for domestic abuse. So they paused that. Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. The actor's lawyer, Priya Chaudhry, said in a statement on Sunday. But the campaign is paused. And the U.S. Army is aware of the arrest of Jonathan Majors, and we are deeply concerned by the allegations surrounding the arrest. While Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation of these allegations is complete. So this happened within 24 hours of the arrest. And here it is, Monday morning, and we have another story from Daily Wire.
Another one? You got another one?
Yeah, look at this. So it's taken another turn. Jonathan Majors speaks out after the domestic violence arrest, says he's the victim. Of course, that's what you expect, right? But did you expect this? The statement from Priya Chaudhry, who is Majors' defense attorney, claimed the actor is completely innocent and provably the victim, and that in addition to video evidence that would back up his story, let me say that again, and that in addition to video evidence that would back up his story, he had obtained a statement from the woman recounting her accusations against him. So Jonathan Majors, accused of domestic abuse, arrested, U.S. Army drops his ad, and then he comes out and says, not only am I innocent, and I got video, I also got her to tell you that I'm not guilty, and then that this never happened. So the actual story is probably something like, and if he has this video evidence is from a vehicle, so he's got a Tesla. I'm guessing he has a Tesla. Teslas have all these cameras all around them, and they have cameras inside, and you can just record all stuff all the time. So I'm imagining he has a Tesla. There was some sort of a spat with his girlfriend. She flipped out and went cray cray, and he has it on video, and I don't know. So the Jonathan Majors drama is over before it starts, except that his reputation is damaged because Variety and The Direct and a bunch of other media sites ran stories about him as it was breaking. So I don't know. You got any thoughts about that? That's how our modern world works, though.
I'm having a current problem because my 14-year-old son, who would forget his fucking head if it wasn't attached to his body, is now freaking out because they have to leave to go to school, and he can't find a particular fucking clothing item that has to be worn today because today is fashion exquisite Monday or some shit. So you have to wear this one particular clothing item in order to be fashionable in today's society. I don't try to understand kids nowadays because I grew up in the 90s and shit was a lot fucking simpler back then.
Right. You just had to roll up your t-shirt sleeves and roll up the base of your jeans, right?
I just tight rolled the bottom of my jeans and put on my
It was fold, twist twice. right?
Was twice. That's right. You didn't go any higher than that. So I'm trying to. Did you find the sweatpants up at the? I didn't touch anything. Are you sure? Did you grab them?
Just tell them that they had a stain. You threw them away. Find something else.
No. No, that my name's Paul and this shit's between y'all. I don't have it. It's not my game, man.
All right. Okay. So that covers our story this morning about Kang the Conqueror being defeated by Karen the girlfriend.
So yes, I do have a comment on that. What do you think? Do you think that everything that has come out in defense for Jonathan Majors, do you think that sounds like a perfect PR company's response to a $1 billion company's acquisition to a man that has going to basically carry the next couple, 2 or 3 movies that you fucking can't recast at this fucking point? All right. So we have got to save our ass, but because this asshole did this stuff and got in this trouble, we have got to save his ass in order to save our ass, because we have already invested this much money into these movies. Do you think that could be a possibility that, oh, this bitch is already recanted? Do you think it's a possibility that Mickey Mouse went to this bitch's house and said, I'll give you $20 million to shut the fuck up? I'll give you $20 million to shut the fuck up.
20 million. She probably did. He probably didn't need anywhere near that much.
No,
I will not rule it out.
That's
yeah, I mean, as soon as this happened on Saturday, I am 100% sure that somebody at Disney's balls shrank up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Our star for like the next
Golden
2 Avengers
bricks.
movies.
They just started shitting rocks right then. Oh my god.
So I bet some calls were made, and like Disney was so, I don't know, but I bet calls were made, and then somebody called somebody and got in touch with his agent right away. They probably got his number and called him right away, but he was in custody, so they would have had to talk to his agent or his lawyer. And he probably could have reassured him, like, this didn't happen, and I've got video, and we'll, get this sorted out real quick. So maybe, I mean, if that's, I don't know. How do you know anything? How do you know anything, really?
Exactly. How do you know anything, really? Because you know why? This is something I've always said, JJ. Do you know why you know things? Because somebody told you.
And you believed them. And you believed them.
And that's it. That is honestly it. The reason you know everything in your life is because someone told you that's what it was, from a book or whatever. Someone told you, and you believe them, and someone told them, and someone told them before, and someone told them before. So if we were all to tell our children that the sky is green and the grass is blue in 5 generations, that would be a fact. Okay. It would be a fact, because their father and their grandfather and their grandfather's grandfather and their grandfather's grandfather all told them the exact same thing. So it's a fact. So that is why it's so easy to change history. It doesn't take that long. 100 years. And the Civil War has been 150 years ago, and it's already, it had been changed. The whole narrative has been changed already. And if you try to tell people that the narrative was changed and that what they know is not what the real narrative was about, they call you a fucking idiot. But I'm the idiot, the one that's read all the fucking Civil War books. I'm the fucking idiot, not the one that's because in fucking history class. I'm the fucking idiot.
We live in the modern era where there's all the information, and you're not allowed to have nuance at all.
I got called a fucking I've been called so many fucking names for trying.
You're on YouTube, David. I don't David, you're on YouTube telling me there's no YouTube feed. I don't know. Maybe I passed by. We passed by really late coming back, and I told Ashley it was like 9 something. I was like, and she's like, what? And I was like, I was going to message Sinister Minister and see if he wanted to meet at like a gas station so that I could shake his hand, give him a hug, and take a picture with him. And as we were going through where he lives, I'm not going to say where he lives. He might not want that. As I was going through past where he lives, I saw the sign. I was like, there's where Sinister Minister lives. I need to message him on the way back if we get time, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just too late. It was too late coming back. And it was Saturday night, and he preaches on Sunday morning. So I'm sorry, buddy. I love you.
and we're still not that far. We need to meet up.
You guys can have some other gas station adventures soon.
I've met several of our Marvel Contest of Champions people that I played that game with. I've met
Yeah, oh really?
people from our
like players, not
yeah,
just
players. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right,
dude, I'm so mad at that game right now because like I'm stuck, and I don't mean I like got stuck in the progression. Like it's just a monthly event, and I'm like I've been on the same like map trying to get through for like days, and I'm just like, but I only can play like 4 minutes at a time.
You got better things to do with your time.
I really do. I found a new video editor, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fun thing. We can make a fun thing, but I don't want to give anything away yet. We're gonna make a trailer for our channel, TK.
Hey, I got a story for you.
Yes,
yeah, we're working on some fun stuff. I got a story for you. I come across this one. I thought I didn't know if you would pull anything. I figured you wouldn't probably even read anything like this because of what it had to deal with. But this is very interesting. Okay, do you know who the rapper Afro Man is?
I think I've seen that name like twice on the internet, and I didn't follow it up. And I tried to follow the story. I tried to go through the story, New York Times, so it's paywalled. So I was
back in the day, 20 years ago, maybe, I was on the Hot AC station. It was a popular song in the top 40 at the time. It was called "Because I Got High." Because I got high.
Oh yes. Oh,
that's Afro Man. Yes,
okay.
That's Afro.
Big fan. Big fan.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's great. He's hilarious. Afro Man is hilarious. So what happened was the cops in his town raided his house. They raided his house and did this raid for drugs and whatnot. And they come up with absolutely nothing. Absolutely zip, nada, nothing on him. Nothing. So Afro Man took the footage, all the footage from him raiding his house.
Yeah.
And he made a fucking music video with it.
Oh.
And it's showing their faces. He don't blur out their faces or any shit like that. And now the cops are saying they're suing him, saying that they are using their image to promote his brand, and they're humiliated over it now. These cops are humiliated.
I mean, my immediate response is tough shit. You busted him. Shit. You busted him in his house. You got no expectation of privacy in the man's residence, and they probably used body cam footage that was released to the public.
This is what those fucking cops said. The filing said that the rapper's actions had caused them to suffer humiliation, ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of reputation. Let me tell you something. When you come into someone's house and search it and find absolutely nothing, especially a rapper named Afro Man that lives in your city that you know probably smokes marijuana, who gives a fuck about goddamn wanna anymore? Jesus Christ, let's focus on something else besides a fucking joint. But do you think that he was not humiliated, felt ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of he didn't lose his reputation?
Oh, you don't think it's embarrassing when people bust in your house and you're in your tidy whities?
Afro Man's not like that, obviously. We can see just exactly what type of person this man is right here. He's a fucking entrepreneur, go-getter, positive motherfucker, because what did he do? He busted y'all's ass. He took a negative situation, he turned it into a positive, and he didn't let it affect his mental. Is
he out there? Is he out there griping and complaining? No, he just joked on you. Now stop. Hold on. Scroll back up. Now you said he's been out for he's been in the business for like decades, right?
He's been in a while. That song, I've been off the radio for the Hot AC station for many years, man.
So this is what I got. This is my first immediate question. One, I gotta say, for having the stage name Afro Man, his haircut is on brand. But when you start out your career and you're like, I'm gonna be Afro Man, you got no idea if it's still gonna be there, 15, 20 years from there. So is that a real Afro? He's got gray in his beard, but his hair is black as white.
So was it yesterday morning? Yesterday morning. I'm standing there. I think it was yesterday morning. I'm standing there cooking pancakes And my daughter walks up. She's her room's downstairs, and she walks up. She turns around. She's not thinking, and she looks at me and she goes, because she had to straighten her hair, and she was like, "Do you know how to straighten hair?" And I was like, I just looked at her like this, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what else."
You were too far. You were too tiny. You do your look again.
She was. Oh, I was like. and it hit her. She was like,
should have just brushed it out of your face.
She needed somebody to straighten her hair in the back because it was hard for her to get, and her mom was doing something. She was trying to get it when we were rushed, and she was like, "You know how to straighten hair?" And she was like, "Oh," because I was just like, I look like somebody that knows how to straighten hair.
All right, let's do some more. Let's do another story. Deke, last week we talked about Dick Van Dyke in a car wreck. He was in a car wreck, you know that, and big fan of Dick Van Dyke, Mary Poppins, Mary Tyler Moore Show, basically any show that has a Mary in it, he was there for it. And Dick Van Dyke, he showed off his car crash injuries and in some new photos. So he was, and I have like to say, yeah, oh yeah, no, here it comes. Where's the thing here? Look, he's got that crazy face. Oh, car wreck. I'm in pain. Okay, Dick. So, anyway, he's okay. He's okay.
Good. That's good.
In fact, he's more than okay. He's clowning a little bit. So, he must feel good. He's 97 years old. And anyway, and in this video, he was showing off his car wreck injuries. So I'm happy that he's all right. I know he got taken to the hospital. That car got burned up. And, if first responders hadn't been on it quick, because he didn't realize the car was on fire, we might have lost Dick Van Dyke too soon. So I just wanted to cover that. I saw this story a couple days ago. Let me see if I can tell you a little tale of this fella from Nevada. Check this out.
All right.
A Nevada man turns the tables on squatters by squatting himself.
I come across this story last night as I was trying to go to sleep. And I read this and I was like, how did he? Okay, let me see what's going on here, because this is interesting. I've read so many stories about people that, and folks might not know this. I've read so many stories about people anymore. Like the squatters will come into these houses that landlords, or they belong. This one I think belonged to his mother or something. And when she died, he took possession. I don't remember.
Right.
But
yeah.
These people will go into a house and rent it, and then they won't pay rent.
Yeah.
And then they just live there. So they don't. You can't get them out. And if you try to use force to get them out, the law will come and get you and arrest you for trying to get people off your property.
Right.
So the only way to get them out is to go through the court system, and it takes a long fucking time to do this. And this is a problem everywhere, from what I'm seeing.
So this guy right here, he lives in California. I think his mom either died or got, she couldn't live by herself anymore. So he took possession of the property and he set it up for renters, and a person rented it that was a prison guard, or at least said she was a prison guard, and rented the house and moved in with her daughter, and then didn't pay rent. And then the man called the sheriff's department, was like, "Hey, I got some people that are not paying rent. Can you evict them?" And they were like, "Nope.
No, we can't.
Nope, we're not going to do it. They're living there. We can't do anything about that." So, and this woman, he was having realtors try to show the house to get people to rent it, and she had moved in with furniture, and they were like, "Dude, somebody's in your house." So after a little while of this, and he couldn't get any results going through the system. Right? This was his answer to the system. He just decided to do what they're doing. So he left at 4 p.m. on a Friday or whatever, and drove 12 hours to this house in Nevada, and got there at 4 a.m. And then when they left to go to work and school or wherever, when they left for the day, he went into his own house, and then he squatted there until they got home. And when they got home, they tried to open the door, and he answered the door, and he was like, "Get out of here! Get out of my house!" Now,
Good for this freaking guy.
don't do this yourself, but one of the tools he had at his dispense was, he had a firearm because he was in his house, and he had a firearm just in case the situation went bad. So
And since he was in his house, he had every right to have that firearm in his house.
Right. So I would not recommend everybody do this, but it worked out for this guy. So guys, don't squat in people's houses.
How crazy is that?
That's nuts, dude.
I don't know what I would do. I don't have the I've got a quick temper sometimes.
Oh,
So I don't know what I would do, honestly, if I saw something like that.
I don't know. I mean, Afro Man would have made a song and a video and put him on blast. Maybe you should do something like that rather than, I don't know, just get him on footage. You guys know you're on YouTube right now. There's probably 4 or 5 people seeing you. You could broadcast it. Yeah, 4. All right. So this is sad, Deke. Are you a fan? I know you're a fan, so I'm asking you, but I know you are. Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
You like that new TV series,
big
Amazon?
Lord of the Rings fan.
What is it called? Ring of Power?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
I thought the show was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest grand slam thing in the world, but it wasn't shit that everybody that hates on everything says, all the neckbeards say. So it's pretty good.
I mean, some people don't like the show, and some people think the show is killer.
Right.
Particularly the horse wrangler for the show, because a production horse died of cardiac arrest during rehearsals for Prime Video's Lord of the Rings series. That's not good. They got these horses. They're doing whatever, making this fantasy show. And I mean, I don't know. The tragedy occurred on the set of Amazon's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. A production horse perished during rehearsals for a season 2 scene. We are deeply saddened to confirm that a production horse died. Why are they calling it a production horse? What's a production horse mean? The incident took place in the morning whilst the horse was being exercised prior to rehearsals. The trainer was not in costume, and the filming had yet to commence. Both a veterinarian and a rep of the American Humane Association were present at the time. The independent necropsy. Wow, what's that word? That's a creepy word. Necropsy has confirmed that the horse died of cardiac failure. It's actually very sad. I'm sorry I made a joke about it. I'm 30% sorry I made a joke about it. Anyway, so that's kind of weird. I don't know who's watching the show because I guess some people like it. Whatever. I'm not into it. But then I wouldn't be into a Lord of the Rings show that was good. So, but by all accounts, this one is not good. Let's see. Ooh, let's do something easy and trite and predictable. Oh, hold on. Let's check chat. Oh, I want to give a big shout out to Manuel. Manny, he's up in Legoland, Florida right now. Manny is going. This is really, really good. Manny, big shout out to Manny. He's going to be for those of you who haven't heard of Manny before, he's our film correspondent. Manny's the one that goes and checks out movies for us to find out if they're good or not good. And he's given us reports on Ant-Man 2 and some other films in the past. I've forgotten what movies. And he's going to check out John Wick next weekend for us.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, cool. Yeah. I've been trying to catch up on the John Wick movies in Legoland. That's awesome. Very nice.
Yeah, he's with his family. I messaged him yesterday. I was like, "What's up, bro? You're going to go check out John Wick?"
Yeah, he posted that picture.
He sent me a photo. He was like, "Cool. I'm busy right now,w," and I was like, "That is awesome.
That's awesome. You can be busy, and we'll talk later, brother." That's cool. He's down there. Did you have another story?
I got some more, but you got something you want to hit?
No, not a.
Do you want to talk about? Do you have any comments about Amazon's Dead Horse?
No, I read that. That was real. I mean, it's. You don't want to. I don't.
I know how dark
stuff like that happens, but I didn't get to hear what you said. I had to talk, so
I told people I was like 30% sorry that I made a joke about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, how
I'm
did the
not
horse
bad.
die? A cardiac
Hey,
arrest. during
Cardiac
rehearsal?
arrest. They keep calling it a production horse. I don't know what a production horse means. What's a production
A
horse?
production horse, if I had to guess, is probably the horse that does all the shit in the background and the one that actually goes on the camera. The white, beautiful horse and the black, beautiful horse is not the one that does all the shit all the time.
I guess.
So when they're doing the takes, 15, 16, 17, 18 takes, she's on a brown horse and he's on a brown horse. So when they actually are doing the scene in the gown and with the waves.
I don't know. Okay. Well, we are going to talk about John Wick for a second. Have you been watching any of the John Wick movies? We've talked about this months ago, and you were like, you hadn't really watched them. But you have been watching them, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to catch up.
Have you got through? How many have you got through?
2.
The first
No,
2?
I'm not a spoiler person. I don't care. Talk about it. That doesn't bother me.
Anything. I just didn't know if you were
just don't care.
The first one is so good because like the emotional resonance of them killing his dog, and I'm just like the whole movie. I'm like, fuck these people up,
dude. You could have somebody kill 48 children, and people would be like, "That is so sad." But you get one person that kills one fucking puppy, and the goddamn world wants to fucking unite and set you on fire.
Yeah,
it's so weird, man. It's so
I know,
weird.
but it works.
We kill children every day, but if you kill a fucking puppy, man, oh my god, people go nuts,
dude. I remember being in the theater. I had no idea when I first watched that. I remember being in the theater and that scene happened. I was like, I was outraged. I was outraged, and I was like, kill all those motherfucking mafia guys, just destroy them.
But from a storyteller standpoint, that was beautiful.
Oh yeah,
that was beautiful.
So good.
Sometimes you don't need to hold your punches,
Right.
sometimes, because real life does not hold punches sometimes, and sometimes our stories hold punches.
Oh, oops, wrong one. Sorry. I forget what order to do things. Everything's backwards for me today. John Wick Chapter 4 annihilates Shazam 2 with $73.5 million in U.S. box office. So, oh my, what's going on here? Hello? Oh, I thought I saw a ghost. That must have a ghost on my camera.
It was the top of her head.
I don't see any. There's nobody here. Keanu Reeves' fourth installment in the action franchise scored a franchise best start in North America, opening to more than $137 million. But we talked about Shazam 2 the first weekend it opened, and it did not make not too good.
And I haven't watched I'm a problem with what I'm fixing to say. I didn't watch the first movie, but I liked the guy that played him,
Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Zachary Levi.
You will recognize as Chuck from NBC's
Chuck. I loved Chuck, and and he's such a good actor that when I saw that he was going to be Shazam, I thought, oh, that's a good choice. But I never watched Shazam, but I've heard my buddies all were like, my one buddy went to the theaters and saw it when it came out, the first one. He was like, oh, it was great.
I mean, look, there's fun movies. John Wick is on screen right here. John Wick has nunchucks, and he's fighting a dude with a gun in samurai armor. That looks like a fun movie. I don't know how you could not want to watch that movie. So John Wick Chapter 4, I'm looking forward to watching that soon. Yeah, getting a babysitter, and which is increasingly difficult to find. It's like kids don't like money anymore. Deacon, we have I need him to be able to see this, so we'll come back to that. Let's see. Oh, guys, if you're watching this, you probably are familiar with Project Veritas.
Yeah.
And recently, I'm sure we talked about James O'Keefe being pushed out of Project Veritas because Project Veritas has been completely taken over by wackos. So James started a new media organization. And what you may not know is that new media organization is called O'Keefe Media Group, which abbreviates to OMG. So that's pretty good. So James O'Keefe, the founder and former head of undercover reporting Project Veritas, has suggested he has multiple insiders in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office for the case against Donald Trump. So, all last week we were talking about Alvin Bragg and not filing charges against Trump. it turns out that that O'Keefe Media probably has multiple tippers, bunch of tips. He's got a bunch of guys, inside guys in the Manhattan DA office. So the next story from O'Keefe Media Group is going to be dropping on Monday. So we'll probably get some interesting stuff next week. So don't know if you
cool. Very nice. Yeah, you've got several stories here that we kind of went off the rails off of our formatics this morning because everything's crazy, but we had that entertainment story to kind of lead off.
Yeah.
So,
normally it's like politics and we'll do fun stuff later,
Yeah.
but girlfriend Karen messed it up for all of us.
I don't like her.
Yeah, well, all right, we got one more and then we can go because I got car trouble. Whoa, there's a ghost.
Oh, I didn't see.
I swear I see.
Do you have one more little story and then I'll show my pictures?
Yeah. One more little story. I saw this on Breitbart, and I think this is, maybe this is important. Looks like here we go. Share this tab instead. Close this thing. From Breitbart.com, the best response to global warming is to do nothing, says an MIT climate scientist. How dare you? I haven't got that clip ready. I need to work on it. How dare you? The best response to global warming is to do nothing. MIT climate scientist Dr. Richard.
That can't be right, JJ, because this little 14-year-old girl has been telling me that is wrong. And so you're telling me that one of the smartest freaking people in America is telling me the opposite? But the 14-year-old girl from overseas, a little girl that looks like she has fetal alcohol syndrome, told me that it was wrong. I'm supposed to feel sorry for her.
I'm sure this story is written by a total hack nobody, and it's just made up. Hey, come here, sweetie. Let me just check the byline of this story. Let's not get in mom's drawer. And it's Dr. Thomas Williams. Dr. Thomas. Okay, so one PhD is telling us that another PhD has said that we should not do anything about global warming. I don't know what to think about that.
Sweet. I don't know. I mean, they're all doctors, and I'm just a dumbass without a fucking PhD.
I don't know. I don't have a PhD.
They can't hear me, can they?
No, you're just you got it. I mean, I got you.
Okay.
Let's see. The United Nations Secretary General Gutierrez says that we need climate action on all fronts, everything, everywhere, all at once. And this MIT scientist says, let's see. He had a good quote down here. I got to find it. Here we go. This professor went on to say, if you truly believe that this was an existential threat, then the only thing you can really do is build up your resilience. The climate being an existential threat. Resilience means making more, having people be wealthier, because we see throughout the world that if you're in a poor country and, something happens, you are effed. But if you're in a rich country, you're like, oh no. And then you like recover from it real quick. In the developed world, similar disasters cause much less damage. So your aim should be resilience. Instead, we are making ourselves less resilient. And that makes no sense. That doesn't matter what you believe. That doesn't make sense. I don't think, in point of fact, he says, I don't think there's any threat on the horizon. And the best thing to do is just make society wealthier. Oh, this is terrible advice from a PhD.
It's coming from a doctor.
Why would he tell us to do this? That doesn't make the world happier. And plants, you got plants and stuff. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know how to process that.
Let's switch channels. This show is dull.
You bet.
Hey, Deke. Good point. Tell me about Comic-Con. In the words of David Beckham, Deke, how was Comic-Con?
Not David Beckham.
Not David Beckham. Beckham. I thought I thought our guy was a soccer star.
Yeah, we do have David Beckham watches our show.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Comic-Con was really good. Let me see if I can get where it will share all of these. Can you see the picture now? Oh,
I can see. Yeah, I can see your file folder.
You can't see the picture of the cat though.
No.
Hang on, let me fix it.
You have to do it to a window. Like open the picture of the window or the cat and then put it on the window.
Yeah. Let me shut that.
This is a professional show, guys. We've been doing this for months.
Show. So this was us leaving. The cat got in the water box of the water container. Here's the car ride up there.
Fun.
See, everybody.
Oh,
and you really
are engaged.
Yeah, you can't see. My daughter she would not let us get pictures, and Ashley finally got some pictures and whatnot. But she was dressed up as Alice from the Alice, and it's an Alice in Wonderland video game, American McGee's Alice, and she's got like blood on her dress and stuff. So that's what my daughter dressed up as.
Dark. Okay.
And then my rock and roll son here dressed up with his stuff to look like
AC/DC, Kiss.
Eddie from Stranger Things. He looked like Eddie from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. He should have been carrying around a bag of dice.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah, I should have gave him the dice back. So here's when we get into the con. It was Lexington Comic Con. It was very windy when we walked up. My hat blew off, but this was just, I tried to hold my phone up just to try to take some pictures, just a couple pictures of us just standing here. So it was nothing really.
You showed me at least one picture that was like, I was like, whoa, because it's massive. So you're going to
I didn't really take a whole crap load of pictures, but I did take some. So I took a picture of this because this Greedo here was for sale for, as you can see, for $225. The original price tag, I can't read what it says, but I had this. This is well, I don't know if it was the Return of the Jedi Greedo. It may have been the original Star Wars Greedo, the one that I'm thinking of, because I'm just now seeing that return. I had the original Star Wars Greedo, and it was one of the only ones that was made in a different country. I remember. Well, you know, when Star Wars launched, they didn't actually have the merchandise available. You got these little like coupons that you could send them in. And I was the kid that had all of these I lived right behind a Walmart. Okay. And so I would do my chores. I would get my money and I would go up to Walmart. I'd ride my bike up to Walmart and I would go through. And if I didn't have a certain one, I bought it. And so on the back of these it had all of the characters lined up. So I would take it and I would cut them out and I would, there's this. So I knew which ones I had, which ones I didn't. I had the Greedo. I was just, I took a picture of this because I lost them all in the house fire,
Oh, right. Yeah.
I lost
for those of you guys that don't know, Deacon had a fire some years ago.
Yeah, and I lost all my comic books, all my house fire. I ended up talking to some guys. They were like the Western Kentucky, or they were the Kentucky Star Wars Collectible Association or something like that. And I stopped and I was like, what are you guys, just a group of people that collect Star Wars collectibles? And they were like, yeah. And so I told them my story. And he goes, man, that's a very common story, actually. I was like, really? He said, yeah. He said, a lot of people will come and say that they had, this or that, and that they had lost it in a house fire. I was like, man, that's sad. But I mean, that's the God's honest truth. I'm not lying when I say I had all those, it makes me sick when I see. So we're walking along and we see this cosplay. Look at this dude.
Yeah.
This was about as close as I could get to the dude because everybody was wanting to get his picture.
So was he on stilts or something, or did you get? You couldn't get any closer than this.
Yeah, I think he was on like a couple of buckets because we ended up seeing a Wookiee, a guy in a Chewbacca costume that was beautiful, but he was about 8 foot tall. And when he was walking, his feet didn't look all that great, but when he was walking, it sounded like a hollow plastic
clop.
Like he was walking on a bucket or something. So that's what I'm thinking. That was very good foam and whatnot. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is the Captain America, the Joe Johnston movie.
Yeah.
Like, that is cool.
I was trying to get a picture. There was some muscle dude with a Captain America freaking tattoo getting his picture made with the bike right there. You can see his arm. And I was trying not to get him in the picture. I was trying not to, I was trying to let him get his pictures and stuff, but I was trying to get a picture.
It's cool that they let you take photos though.
Yeah. It's just
like instead of having to stand in line and give you $40 to take a picture.
Look at this dude. I saw him walking around. I finally had to stop him. I was like, dude, can I get your picture? And he's like, yeah. Cad Bane, man, he looked great. He
So I
looked great.
saw a video clip of Mandalorian with this character, and isn't this a character from like a video game?
This is a Cad Bane was a bounty hunter from Star Wars, Clone Wars. He played a very big part in Clone Wars, and he's all through that series in Clone Wars. He's an antagonist, and I think at one point maybe they have to work with him a couple of times, but he's like he's not an anti-hero because he's definitely a bad guy.
Okay.
He's definitely a bad guy, but everyone he looks out for himself, but he's awesome. He's like a fucking cowboy. He's like,
Is he like a fish or something? What's up with the tubes?
yeah,
going
he's
into his
like
face?
he's some race where he's got to breathe. Like I can't remember what race he is. Durin,
Okay.
maybe.
Fish,
I don't
a fish
remember.
guy.
Yeah,
Fish
I
guy.
don't think they're fish. I don't know. He's got to filter out whatever. But I
Okay.
love Cad Bane. He's got a good voice.
Oh.
The way that Cad Bane talks, they cast him very well. I always tried to talk like Cad Bane. He had a cool voice. So this was Roxy the Rancor.
This is nuts. This
And
thing is
Roxy the
huge.
Rancor, yeah, you can see how huge she is. She goes around the country. You can look her up, Roxy the Rancor, and see where she's going. But she was there. And this dude that's dressed like Darth, who is that, Nihilus? He's one of the video game ones that I didn't get to play because I didn't have an Xbox. Yeah, I thought he looked awesome, and he was up there posing. There was a line this was free, so of course there's a line for people. So we just kind of walked up and we were just taking pictures. I didn't want to stand. I was just gonna take a picture.
This thing is massive.
Yeah, it was huge. And,
You'd have to bring this on in a giant truck, like a big truck.
oh, wait. So right
I'm sure it
beside
breaks
it.
down into parts.
Oh no, so this is on the other side. I didn't get to. I don't guess I uploaded that picture, but you see right here, this snake thing right here.
Yeah.
This is the top head. Damn it! I wish I would have uploaded that picture. It's the top head of the basilisk from Harry Potter.
Oh, wow.
So
This is
maybe
crazy.
can you see that?
Yeah, kind of, but not so good. You know what? Post it in our Discord later.
I'll post it.
People can
Yeah,
get-
I'll post it on our Discord. I'll post some of the more pictures of the pictures on the Discord. But it's the basilisk from Harry Potter, and you can
Okay.
walk up to it and get it too. So me and my son Alex are huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fans.
Yeah.
I've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender since before it was ending. Like when they were like,
Yeah.
"Here's the last episode," and I was excited because I had been watching since
Yeah.
like book 2. But this was, you could take a picture of Appa and Momo. You see Momo up there. But to get
yeah.
on Appa, you can sit up there next to Momo and get your picture made. But it was like $35 or $40.
Wow.
And then like $20 or something, $10 for an
Thing
extra
is
person or something.
big. That's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. I mean, and me and Alex are huge Avatar fans. We can sit there and
Interesting.
geek out and talk for hours about how awesome Avatar is. So that,
right.
that was cool. So they had the Ghostbusters folks, and I think that they were the Western Kentucky Ghostbusters Association. The ones, I think they're out of like Owensboro, but you're in Texas, and I forget that you're not a Western Kentucky person. So I think they're like from my neck of the woods. But
Yeah.
they had Vigo's poster.
Igor.
Vigo
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Carpathian. And then they had the Ecto and
Big old
an inflatable
Marshmallow
Stay
Man.
Puft. I thought was cool.
All right.
Well, this I almost bought for you, JJ.
This
I can't
close.
I don't know how
Very
to get
nearly.
it freaking side on the side.
Yeah,
but
no.
this
Wow.
is and this is X-Men #1 for you non-comic book
Oh,
folks.
wow.
This is a
It's
first
amazing.
edition X-Men. It's graded at a 2.0, so that means that there very well could be crayon marks on some
Yeah,
of the
right.
fucking pages.
There could be
here.
coffee stains.
There could be a fucking rip. Somebody
The
drew
cover
a
may not
fucking
even be
smiley
attached.
face. The cover might not even be attached. So it's a 2.0 and it's $12,500.
Yeah.
So you
That's
can't
amazing.
find these comic books in good condition.
When you sent this picture
anymore.
before, I didn't realize it was. I mean, I was like, why is there a $12,000 book just sitting in a bucket? I didn't realize it was a glass case with. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
oh no, it was a
It's locked
glass.
up. It's
locked up. It was locked up. It was
That is
along with
cool.
other things. There was a a New Mutants 98 in there. I think was it 98 was the first appearance of Deadpool. That's an $850 comic book. So yeah, I was looking it up because I thought, man, is that 2.0 X-Men #1 really worth $12,000? Yep.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
the 3.0s and 3.5s for sale that are like $35,000 because you can't find these comic books are so old, you can't find good copies.
No.
So if you happen to be going through Grandpappy's, you don't know anything about comic books, and you happen to be going through Grandpappy's shit after he passed away,
Yeah.
and he has a copy of this, you can buy a fucking house.
Yeah. Don't just be like, oh, it's kind of ratty, I'll toss it. Why don't you be like,
No, yeah, cover fell off. It might still be worth $10,000.
Right. All right. I gotta go, or my wife's
All
gonna
right.
be mad.
All right, I'm just gonna go through real quick.
I'm gonna let you finish and you hit the outro button, but I'm gonna have to dip out. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Bye,
Last
everybody.
picture. Tom Kenny. There's the last picture. Let me go back through here real quick. There's my daughter and her Alice. There's me and my son Deacon fixing to go in to talk to Tom Kenny. There was a Deadpool that I couldn't get a picture of. The 501st. They were posing. This dude was Mando. He had a little baby Yoda, and he had a voice box that had everything. It was Mando's voice. It was what's his name, Pedro's voice in it too. So there you go. Hope everybody, hope you enjoyed that. Please join our Discord server, like and subscribe and all that crap that JJ says. And I am going to leave you with a dad joke today if I can find it. I remember because I found it over the weekend and I read it to my kids. Oh, why did oh no, I can't remember it. Why did Han Solo take his steak back? Why did Han Solo not eat his steak? Because it was chewy. Because it was chewy. Do you get it?